Hotep Senua Senuti Tiren Ishakalugu Kemer. Greetings to all. The title of this video, of this live stream, is New World Order. Topic quite different from the ones that I usually address. I would like to have your input. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go through an article, but I've just decided to change my mind. Over 20 years ago, I heard people talking about the New World Order, the Illuminati, the Skulls and Bones, and many different projects and plans to control the world population, microchips, single currency, single world currency. The article I wanted to read was the one detailing the finances of someone who's probably the biggest conspiracy theorist, who's been making millions of dollars dealing with different conspiracy theorists. It works for him. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I would like to hear from people. I would like to have their input, their insight regarding the New World Order. The different secret societies or families are known for having this stigma attached to their names, like the Rothschild, the Rockefellers. Feel free to use the chat. I don't really expect people to call in on the panel because the requirement is for people to show their face. And now that we're talking about secret societies and the New World Order, I guess people have a legitimate reason why they wouldn't want to show their face. So you can use the chat, feel free. Now, what has been amusing to me is that more than a decade after I read these different allegations online, and that's way before YouTube. So it was articles and there was a mix of pictures of certain individuals and certain monuments slash artifacts, and also some depictions, sometimes of hybrid animal slash human, and different paintings or drawing like Baphomet, for example. So decades after I read quite a fair bit of these different allegations, I have seen in the so-called conscious movement that a few people used to regurgitate those allegations. There's one guy that I have named a few times, not many times, David Icke, and his theory is that the royal family of England are reptilians. This guy sits on major paper. He has plenty of people that support him. Seems far-fetched to me, but once we deal with the New World Order, the secret societies, the Illuminati, we shouldn't be surprised at what we hear. There's the event. I want to see the name because I forgot what it is called. Bohemian Grove. There's a famous footage, someone filming what is portrayed to be a Bohemian Grove gathering, where supposedly the world's elite meet and go on to make at least one sacrifice. They have rituals, we have a fire. For those who have seen the movie Bad Boys 2 with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, the start of the movie reminds me of that scene. So we've seen the video, but how do we know that we have the world's elite? Is there anybody that is identified? Can I make an analogy with the Loch Ness monster? 1 second. I wonder if in the late 90s and early 2000, my bad. I wonder if in the late 90s on the internet, people are not talking more about the skulls and bones than the Illuminati per se. Now, with the Illuminati, I don't know if we can identify many people, but with the skulls and bones, we have some clear pictures. And many times, if I'm not mistaken, it is said that one of the Bush used to belong to it. It is often said that members of the secret societies do not deny belonging to it. I've seen some footage of people who are asked about whether or not they belong to certain organizations. And because they did not deny nor confirm, that spread some doubt, curiosity, further allegations. I've heard about the King Alfred's plan, and it was presented as targeting a particular ethnic group. But this is the same type of rhetoric, the same type of claim, where you have some powerful, obscure group of people that have a plan, and that plan is about to go down. And we have to be careful and we have to prepare. I'm changing my mind again. Because if someone is fighting secret societies, the New World Order, how is it that they can earn $165 million in 3 years alone? This is the Huffington Post or HuffPost.com. This article is dated January 7, 2022, and it is written by Sebastian Murdoch. I'm going to share the link in the chat and I will go through this article. Oh, I have to make this larger. For years, conspiracy theorist and disinformation peddler Alex Jones has told his supporters that the only thing keeping his media empire afloat is their financial backing. And as much begging as I do, we can barely pay the bills, Jones told a caller on Thursday morning, a segment on his radio show promoting the InfoWars store. I'm not going to stop growth and let them push us backwards. I need your help, Frank. I need your help. $165 million over 3 years, but yet needs Frank's help. Despite his plea for money, InfoWars store, where Jones sells an amalgamation of dietary supplements and survival gear, made 165 million in sales from September 2015 to the end of 2018. According to court findings related to a lawsuit, Jones recently lost over his lies about the 2012 Sandy Hook school massacre. The records, first obtained by HuffPost, give the clearest picture to date of the financial situation of the InfoWars website and Jones himself. The records also provide a window into how vast and powerful Jones's reach is and may provide clues into how he funds his political activities, including his participation in the U.S. Capitol attack on January 6, 2021. HuffPost is publishing the full financial records of the store. The enemy wants to cut off our funding to destroy us, Jones said in a 2018 broadcast. If you don't fund us, we'll be shut down. The same year, the InfoWars store made more than 56 million in sales. So in 1 year, he made more than $1 million a month. Lies pushed, sales soar. The new financial records were first submitted by Jones' legal team as part of a discovery request for a court case he recently lost against the parent of a Sandy Hook victim. For years, Jones has used his platform on InfoWars to falsely claim the shooting that left 20 children and 6 adults dead was a false flag filled with green screen images and crisis actors. Jones lost every case against him, levied by Sandy Hook parents, after 2 separate judges delivered default judgments against Jones over his inability to provide internal company documents and emails related to the cases. Juries will be convened in 2020 to determine how much Jones will ultimately owe the parents. On December 27, lawyers for several Sandy Hook parents filed court depositions with the Travis County District Clerk in Austin, Texas, where Jones's radio show is based. Tucked away among the more than 500 pages of deposition transcripts were more than 30 pages of spreadsheets detailing how much the InfoWars store made every day from September 18, 2015 to December 31, 2018, including the number of orders made and items sold. HuffPost first obtained the documents on Tuesday. Jones's lawyer, Bradley Reeves, did not respond to multiple requests for comment. Mark Bankston, a lawyer a lawyer with Farrar and Ball, who represents several Sandy Hook parents suing Jones and who filed the latest motion, told HuffPost that the public filings speak for themselves and declined to comment further. The months of September and October 2015 saw a handful of orders a day. But just 1 year later, the InfoWars store was making an average of about $110,000 a day. Some of Jones's most profitable days were the ones when he published his Sandy Hook lies. For instance, on November 18, 2016, Jones aired a segment titled Alex Jones' Financial Statement on Sandy Hook, in which he said he has watched a lot of soap operas, and I've seen actors before, and I know when I'm watching a movie, when I'm watching something real. The InfoWars store made just over $100,000 that day. About 5 months later, on April 22nd, 2017, Jones published a new video on InfoWars titled Sandy Hook Vampires Exposed. The store made $90,000. In a June 2017 segment for NBC's Sunday Night with Megyn Kelly, Sandy Hook parent Neil Heslin painfully described holding his 6-year-old son's body. I lost my son. I buried my son. I had my son with a bullet hole through his head, Heslin told Kelly in a segment about the harassment he has faced from conspiracy theorists. Neil Heslin, father of a 6-year-old Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting victim, Jesse Lewis, testifies during a hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee in February 2013. During the testimony, Heslin held a photo of him and Jesse. That same month, 57-year-old Lucy Richards was sentenced to 5 months in prison for sending threatening messages to Leonard Posner, who lost his 6-year-old son, Noah, in the shooting. As part of her sentencing, Richards was ordered not to access InfoWars. The following month, on July 20, Jones questioned whether Heslin did indeed hold his dead son in a segment casting doubt on the shooting. Quite frankly, the father needs to clarify. NBC needs to clarify because the coroner said none of the parents were allowed to touch the kids or see the kids and maybe meaning at the school. I'm sure later maybe the parents saw their children, Jones said. The InfoWars stole more than 4,600 products that day, earning more than $180,000. Doomsday Prep. Jones's boisterous carnival barker persona has made him the perfect mouthpiece to peddle bogus and often overpriced items. Some of the top selling products on the InfoWars store include Brain Force Ultra, a dietary supplement that contains green tea leaves and costs $37. There's also Winter Sun Plus Vitamin D, another supplement on sale for $19.95. His Brain Force Plus, not to be confused with Brain Force Ultra, is also a top seller. The store also sells an array of survival gear for those itching for a government collapse, a topic Jones waxes about often. There's storable food, radios, camping gear, and books about living off the grid. Jones also sells water and air filtration systems, tapping into the fear he cultivated amongst his supporters to guide them to his products. It's been proven that the water in the tap is full of dangerous and life threatening toxins. A fear mongering description of his filtration products read Ranging from chlorine to fluoride, the threat against your health is huge. That's why it's important that all info warriors clean up their water with water filtration. Products below are made to make sure that your water is clean, healthy, and toxin free. In March of 2020, as the coronavirus began to surge in the US, Jones hawked colloidal silver products, including toothpaste, as potential cures for the coronavirus. A Politico reported, as Politico reported, Jones falsely claimed his silver products could boost your immune system and said that a warm gel and two toothpastes sold on the InfoWars store were on record taking out viruses and bacteria. The claim was false, leading to the Food and Drug Administration to issue a warning to Jones. Jones interrupts his show multiple times a day to beat the drum that without financial support, InfoWars is finished. The same day he lost his fourth and final Sandy Hook case in November, Jones took to his program to rail against the globalists while also announcing a new Patriot Points program that would allow top buyers at the InfoWars store to collect discounts. On a trigger the left, he said on his show in November, the New York Daily News reported, exercise your First Amendment, get an InfoWars t shirt, stand up for the Info War, founding the Second American Revolution. Despite a recent falling out with the former president, Jones and Donald Trump had been longtime allies, with Trump appearing on InfoWars while he was running for president in December 2015. The gamble of backing Trump appeared to pay off. Of the more than 3 years of data reviewed by HuffPost, InfoWars' most profitable days happened around the 2016 presidential election. The day of the election, November 8th, the InfoWars store more than doubled its sales from the previous day, making a total of over 660,000. The next day, after Trump won, more than 8,700 orders were placed on the InfoWars website, totaling nearly 850,000 in sales. Jones was a leading proponent of Trump's false claim that the 2020 presidential election was rigged. It wasn't. Trump lost the election because he got fewer votes than Joe Biden. I don't want Trump to step down, Jones said during a talk show that streamed on the InfoWars site on December 28, 2020. The Washington Post reported either by overturning the election and showing it's a fraud and getting Congress to act on January 6 to not certify for Biden, or whether we end up impeaching Joe Biden or getting him arrested as a CHICOM agent, one way or another, he will be removed. Jones, who's now being sub- subpoenaed, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, by a House committee over his role in planning the January 6th Capitol attack, urged his followers just days before the riot to purchase items from the InfoWars store and to help fund the Second American Revolution worldwide. It takes money to put my crew and security in DC, Jones said on a January 2nd, 2021 broadcast captured by Media Matters. And it takes money to organize this. We put in a lot of money to paying for the event that Trump's going to be at, for the other events that we hope millions come. Millions are set to come. So visit InfoWarsStore.com and get the purest iodine out there. Get pollen block for your seasonal distress, now back in stock. Get the activated charcoal toothpaste that my dad and retired dentist design that's been sold out for months and months. It's back in stock, super high quality. No other toothpaste like it. None of the fillers, none of the garbage, none of the fluoride. InfoWarsStore.com. If you're funding the Second American Revolution worldwide, not if, but you're funding the Second American Revolution worldwide. 4 days later, thousands of Trump supporters swarmed the Capitol and hundreds more attacked. 5 people died and 140 officers were injured. 4 other officers later died by suicide. Now here, that's a screen capture from the website Scribd, and we have the sales, the daily sales. Or let's say the monthly sales. It's not exactly each and every day, but more or less it is. At least for December, as I see. Okay, scroll down, way down. Hold on. I didn't know there was that. Oh, okay, I understand. I have to scroll this way. Oh, that's the end of the article. Fine. So we had some figures. Looks like it is financially worthwhile to fight the system. In France, we have some doodle in a way similar to Alex Jones, and he's on tape. He spoke publicly, and the recording was published on his own website. And he stated that he received millions of dollars for a political campaign. But the millions of dollars he received came from overseas, from another country. From Iran. So no matter which country, in France, it is forbidden to receive money from a foreign country for the purpose of a political campaign. That's the reason why the former president Nicolas Sarkozy has been in trouble for quite some time, because members of Gaddafi's family have stated that they gave him money for his presidential campaign. And that court case has been going on for many years. I'm not even sure if it's finished now. So the guy stated that he received millions of dollars from a foreign country publicly. Later on, he said that he made a mistake with the amount, that it wasn't 3 million euros, but 300,000. Whether it was 300,000, 30,000, or 3,000, it is against the law. It is forbidden. And this guy did not have any trouble at all regarding this foreign financing for his political campaign, which raises the question: is all this convenient at the end of the day? How come the government turns a blind eye to something like that? I would leave it there. There's no participation. I'm not going to force people's hands. But some of you have been financing Alex Jones. Did you believe everything he was saying all the way to the Sandy Hook being a hoax? Because if you didn't know, he stated that He was wrong about that. I also read that there's several other events for which he expressed doubt and he retracted his statements. And usually he retracted his statements after some lawsuits. So did you back him up until he made his statements regarding Sandy Hook being a hoax? Has some of you ever sent him some money? Did you know that he was earning millions every year? I bet you didn't know that. I'm sure you didn't know that. Because if you knew that he was making millions every year, would you have still supported him? Does it even make sense as somebody who is allegedly fighting the power, putting his life in danger, is earning as much money as huge corporations? $165 million in about 3 years. There must be a lot of money on offshore's account and some great financial rearranging going on. It was a very successful path for him financially. And as for his followers who maintained his lifestyle, I wonder how you feel. Stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to, by the nature, I will definitely holler back at you. Hotep.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more. I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge. No question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neter class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/Ma'at Forever.